Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Magical Maiden, and today's jewelry tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do a fancy pendant, kind of with odds and ends. So let's get started. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I've already gotten started. Now I had this from an old watch. It was all gold. Even the chain was gold. And all I did was paint it with just a paintbrush. I took my paintbrush, took some silver paint, and painted it. And then I took some black nail polish and went over it to give it that aged look. Because originally it was gold and it had a little black over it to age it. And I don't like gold. I'm not a fan, and I would never have worn it. And this was actually, see, that was the color. This was actually on top of a pocket watch that was made to look old and antique, but it really wasn't. It was a cheap old costume jewelry. And at first I was going to redo this part, the bead cap and the chain, but I actually even painted the chain. Instead of using what I had, I painted the chain the same way, and then I moved it around so it wouldn't get stuck with my paintbrush. I didn't spray paint it, nothing, because spray painting it, I'd really have to tape it off good and it might glob, so that's what I did. And then, like I said, I took just some plain black nail polish and dabbed it and just dry brushed. Sorry, it's not coming in clear. Just dry brushed a little to age it. Okay, now granted you can't find this because I took it off of something, but you can get a filigree. See how it's double layered? You can get a filigree piece that's rounded and then a smaller filigree piece or a bead cap, a wide bead cap, and glue it on top of another one. And if it's not your color, paint it beforehand or spray paint it beforehand, and you can age it by adding a little black to it, and then glue the smaller part on top there, and then just get some acrylic gemstones and glue that any color you want, or little rhinestones, and put them in there. Very inexpensive to do. And then you just get piece of wire, make a hook, or get little hooks and get a little tiny bead cap, paint it the same, and get some chain that's the color you want. So you can do that as well, and then you can make something very similar. Okay, and they do have lots of different kind of filigree. Or you can look in your old costume jewelry and you might have something similar that you can stack. So see how it's double stacked? I don't know if you can see. See, there's two pieces on top of each other, and that gives it that double effect. Okay, now you're wondering why there's a cabochon here. So what I'm going to do is I have an old pendant that I used to have something in. Obviously you can tell. And I picked it out and I've been cleaning the glue out. So I took a glass cabochon and I painted it black. I'm going to have to put another coat, but when it's done and it's dry, I'm going to glue it to the pendant. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this to the top of the glass cabochon. But I thought the black underneath it because it'll show through a little bit rather than just gluing it here, and I don't want to because I still have glue in here. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so the black cabochon, which I just painted black, I'll clean that after, is dry, so I'm going to glue it to the pendant. Now what I'm going to do is position this how I want it and look, do I like that? Okay, so now I'm going to put some glue on the back. Now, I think it needs a little sparkle, a little more than what's in the middle. So I think I'm going to, very gently, because this is still drying. Now you would wait. If you do this the way I said, like I said in the beginning, I know you don't have this particular item, but but you can make them stacking up filigrees of different sizes. And I'm gonna just I'm not going to use a lot of it. I'm going to sporadically, just for a slight glitter. I don't want to like overdo it. Like a fancy necklace with this, or I can just leave it as a free floating pendant. Look, it's got an antique look about it, but it's not. You can do this sure enough if you look for old costume jewelry, you know, cheap stuff that you can create something with, or the double filigree pieces glued together. It's very easy to do. Okay, so I'm using my other camera other than to give you a bird's eye view. So what I'm going to do is I decided to make a necklace for it anyway. And since this is looking very antique-y, can you see what I mean? I had this piece already, but to get that same silver with the black around it, I took a little black nail polish and patted it all around, then took a paper towel and dabbed it. I didn't wipe, I just dabbed. And then I did the same thing to the other one. So it all would match, and it would all match what I did over here. It's a very easy method to get the antique look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a heavy-duty 6mm jump ring to the pendant top to here. Probably going to add a little chain here, but probably a heavy-duty chain because this is a pretty heavy pendant right now. Okay, so I made the chain. I used my thicker chain, and here are the pieces, and what I did was I glued some rhinestones on it. They're actually rhinestone stickers. They're rhinestone stickers, and then you just pull them apart. And from the Paper Studio, I got this at Hobby Lobby. That's how much around they are. They're usually on sale too. And I used some E6000 glue, even though they have adhesive on the back. It's not enough to keep them on there. So when you're wearing things, you're a little more rough and moving around, so I put that there. And there it is. Pendant. So there it is, a faux antique pendant with some filigree, making it look like an antique. So making it look like an antique Victorian pendant and necklace. And the rhinestones give it that little extra sparkle. They're iridescent. And when you add that little bit of black to the silver, just dry brushing it on, it ages that. And I don't know if you're getting a great look at that, but I will stand here and try to give you a better look of how it's aged. They're very easy to make yourself, and they're affordable.